Hey potato, how's it going people? Hope you're doing well and everything's fine and dandy like sweet candy. Today I just thought I'd run through some potentially useful ideas how to help teammates play games efficiently, starting off with something that I find personally very important, and that is movement. You have to keep moving. Don't stand still, like most new players do. No matter what class you are, even if you're scoping in as a sniper, ducking, dodging, and moving erratically is going to fluster your opponents and confuse them. You know what they're going to do? They're going to panic because they expect everyone having traditional movements, all being the same, moving in one direction, or facing a Mexican standoff. They're going to think, Jesus, why can't I aim at this guy? Moving around like he's damn Superman. You know, like, move erratically, unpredictably, to the point where even you don't know where you're going. They're going to struggle to follow you, and it will likely result in your favour, getting out of tight situations that you wouldn't normally get out of. Scouts, I mean, they're very agile. You may find most of them love jumping because they can. Heavies, on the other hand, they're quite the opposite. They'll duck till they're dead, which you should be aware of when aiming. All classes may react differently. The thing is, there'll be the minority of players who play on this stereotyping and use it, which is a pain in the ass because you can't categorize everyone to individual groups. And this is where my point comes in. You should aspire to be like them. Now, I have practiced this in many games, and one that always springs to mind is PUBG. I can't emphasize how many times I've stopped and sidestepped my way to superiority. Clearly, they couldn't handle the Cha-Cha slide. 8 times out of 10, players won't dodge your gunfire. Make sure to be the dreadful two, and it may surprise you. Now, moving on, health. A key element to being a prime player is knowing where health is, in there, out, and around the map. This is vital if you plan on playing aggressively. You can plan your path and know where's a risk, and can benefit dramatically if you know your limits. If you play with your mind rather than gut, I reckon you could easily hit a 10 kill streak. But I have the mind of an 8-year-old who's just finally allowed at the house. That's my excuse, anyways. Yeah, I have no idea what this heavy was doing. I think he was just bored. Yeah. Right, well, now for a different topic. Know your limit. This, I understand, is apparent, but if you want to aim high and not die, remember this. Keep your distance. Don't kamikaze, unless you're stuffed. This video I'm playing, I mean, it's not a great example. I drop in too far for my own good too many times. Notice how I die almost every time I do. I'm not sure what it is, but boredom I reckon comes into play significantly. So hold back unless you know the other hold back unless you know you have the upper hand. It's useful knowing where your team is and sticking to a group, because clearly walking out on your own isn't the greatest plan. That could lead to a dark outcome. You might even die. Keep in mind, I'm talking if you want to achieve a high streak or win a game. Otherwise, go for it. In fact, if you want to vex other people and you're just in that mood, this is ideal. Speculating on the spot, you could actually distract a good portion of the team if you play your cards right. Ooh, ideas are kicking in. I can hear your mind running and bursting on. Ew, we're not on the same page, are we? Right, fine, we are, but that's besides the point. Anyways, if you want to try hard and kill the best, beat the rest, bully reference, then remember that, because as obvious as it is, people easily get distracted and forget basic things like when aiming high. Now, I understand this is a bit dicky of me, hiding behind the bridge board, but I call it strategy. Nothing wrong with selectively picking a few people off in the map. I call it Gaben's will, truthfully. You cannot call yourself a team player if you don't lend out a helping hand here and there. Even if it is just throwing karate at teammates' face to take out the burning sensation and relieve them of the feeling of death and despair, or if it is just saying screw you to an enemy, you're playing your part. And when you see a teammate crawling on the ground in desperation for the light, give him a candle. In all seriousness, good teamwork is so bloody important. For competitive matches, keep an eye on others, check if they're in trouble, and keep a good defense or offense. I'm talking to you engineers, migrate. Be a man of the world, and the world will be yours. Competitive is a great way to practice these kinds of matches. You'll be a pro before you even know it. Yeah. Okay, here it is. We all knew it was coming eventually. Aiming. Now I know this is very cliche, but it wouldn't be a helping video if I didn't bring it up. Okay, here we go. If you're new or haven't played this game in a few years, trainer mode is such a methodical approach to improving. Regular servers will of course guide you through both newbie and pro players, which is great, But training mode is excellent for when you're practicing either as experienced or a beginner. I mean, TR Walkway is ideal for players in the slightly more experienced side of things. You can adjust the difficulties on bots and train for any one from hard to easy. Most people play at happy medium, where they aren't necessarily moving around too much, but are moving around, although not to the extreme extent as others, or as dominant. I've heard and seen that a lot of people use their A and D keys for aiming, and it makes it significantly easier to aim at your targets, especially a scout or sniper. I mean, me personally, I preach the biaxial aiming. I find it far easier to aim, and through practice, becomes a lot more like second nature. Again, all personal opinion, but make sure to know what you're doing if it fits your playstyle. Make sure all settings are adjusted fairly and comfortably to your hand's desires. Okay, moving forward. I thought it'd be useful to mention this little tip right here. Taunting gives an opportunity to peek around corners and gives you, yes you, a useful heads up about what you're getting into before diving in utterly clueless and unaware to die as you place your first foot forward. Now, I mean, a lot of people are aware of this, but it comes without saying that the best strategy is often set aside, and I'm here to put it back in line. Now, I'm walking up these stairs, approaching the heavy, and you see here, I'm torching around the corner, assessing the scenario, wondering if I can up. And I do. I fire a bullet in Heavy's huge forehead, and ouch, that's a 150 health deduction right there. And a delicious full health serving for me. And, oh, by the way, this doesn't just target pay-to-play players. Any default taunt is ideal, as you need only about 2 to 4 seconds to check what's going on and jump in or retreat. It just helps reassure you and can act as a real confidence booster. And now, to finish this video off, I would love to bring to your attention all the hazards, crevices you find through maps. Please take advantage of them. Anytime you see slight cheat spots like this bridge board support railing I'm mounting onto, or if you can cheat your way onto any kinds of roofs, trees, give them a go. It makes for quality gameplay and can live up to being a lot of fun. They can be found in a variety of maps like the Sawmill Sniper roofs or the Suijin trees, standing on roof support beams, viz CP Junction or Upward Red Point, or even the glitches through walls when Sniper in Frontier shoots at Red's final point through that window frame. There are a lot of videos of people presenting you with the finest ambush points, because there's quite a nice selection out there. So try it out if you like to spice things up a bit. Okay, well that's all the points I could wanted to throw out there, that I could think of anyway. Just to recap, keep on your feet, keep ducking, keep sidestepping, like Usher, know your maps as well as your limits, practice aiming. Oh, I forgot to mention, make sure to have a positive attitude and stay optimistic. Trust me, it makes aiming easier. Keep a positive attitude and enjoy yourself, as we all should. Anyway all, that's everything I got for today. It's kind of a new style of video, where I do commentaries, not live, and rant about a few things. I'd like to know if you like me doing commentaries, and more importantly, if you enjoy my style of gameplay. Whether it's a bit unsettling or distraught or just too much for you to take in, please let me know and I'll aim on fixing it. Well, cheerio everyone. I'll see you someday.